Okay, so in the last few years, K-12 education has seen this massive shift to digital. But let's be honest, has it really worked? Today, we're diving into a really interesting model out of North Carolina called VALA NC, and it might just have the blueprint for making online school not just work, but work well. The move to online learning was supposed to usher in this new era of flexible, accessible education. But for so many people, students, parents, teachers, the reality has been, well, a little messy. It's been a mix of tech problems, kids checking out, and teachers who are just completely exhausted. So where's the disconnect? Get this, a national survey found that a whopping 70% of virtual teachers felt unprepared to teach online. 70%. This isn't just about knowing which button to click. We're talking about a fundamental gap in training and support. And that is the exact problem that VALA NC set out to solve. So to really get how their approach works, we're going to break it down into two main parts. First, we'll look at how they're tackling the teacher crisis head-on. And then, we'll see how that solid foundation lets them totally reimagine the entire experience for students. All right, let's start with the teachers. VALA NC is built on this really simple but powerful idea. You just can't get great student outcomes if you don't have supported, prepared, and motivated teachers. It really all starts with them. So what's their secret sauce? Well, you see the common problems on the left: chaotic training, total burnout, and that feeling of being on an island. VALA NC has a direct answer for each one. Instead of fragmented training, they offer comprehensive, job-embedded professional development. To fight burnout, they provide real clarity and mentorship. And to combat isolation, they build in strong, collaborative communities. Now, that term, job-embedded professional development, is key. And you can forget those one-off workshops about a new app. This is totally different. It's sustained, continuous training that's woven right into a teacher's day-to-day work. The focus here is on the practice of teaching online, not just the technology. And you can see how this all unfolds in a really deliberate way. It kicks off with an intense 2-week summer institute, but that's just the beginning. It's not a one-and-done thing. From there, it keeps going with weekly training sessions, constant coaching from veteran mentors, and these peer communities where teachers can actually work through challenges together. And the big takeaway here is pretty profound. By investing so much in their teachers, their well-being, their growth, VALA NC isn't just patching up a problem for one school year. No, they're building a stable, motivated, and super skilled teaching force that's built to last. Okay, so you've got this strong foundation of supported teachers. What does that actually look like for the students on the other side of the screen? Well, this is where things get really exciting. This is where we see the shift from just passive screen time to learning that's actually active and engaging. And you can see the difference in their entire philosophy. You know how so many online classes can feel abstract, just focused on the next test? VALA NC completely flips that script. They swap out those lessons for what they call an authentic learning approach. They go out and build powerful partnerships with industry, and they create a hands-on curriculum, especially in STEAM fields. So what exactly is authentic learning? Well, at its heart, it's about making sure students can answer that age-old question, why do I need to learn this? It's all about drawing a clear, straight line from what they're studying in the virtual classroom to real-world jobs, real-world problems, and their future responsibilities. And this isn't just a theory, right? They bring this to life in some really cool, practical ways. We're talking about project-based learning that cuts across different subjects, virtual internships with real companies, and bringing in guest speakers who are experts in their fields. Students even get to run experiments in virtual labs and build digital portfolios that show off their skills, not just their grades. Now, a huge part of making all this work is partnerships. By teaming up with universities and big industry players, like those in North Carolina's Research Triangle, they open up incredible doors. And this is a game changer, especially for students in rural communities. It gives them direct access to mentors, real-world projects, and career paths they might have never known existed. So, what's the end result of this integrated STEAM approach? It's about so much more than just knowing science or code. It's about developing these absolutely essential 21st century skills. Students aren't just memorizing formulas, they're learning how to think critically, how to tackle complex problems, and how to be creative. And those are the skills that matter for any career they choose. So when you put it all together, the VALA NC blueprint is actually pretty clear and powerful. You start by supporting your teachers like the professionals they are. You build on that with a curriculum that's all about authentic, real-world learning. Then you bring in strong partners to make it all happen.
You do that, and you can transform online school from something passive into something truly active and meaningful.
And that leaves us with one big final question. By focusing so intensely on both teachers and students, VALA NC has created a model that seems really powerful and replicable. So could this be the blueprint that finally helps online education live up to its original promise? It's definitely something worth thinking about.